Hi there! This week for In My Mailbox, I've got a ton of library books. I don't know why I get so many, but I do. First up, I have Swamplandia on my Kindle. This is the first Kindle book I've ever gotten from a library, so we'll see how it goes. I've wanted to read Swamplandia for a while, so seems like a great book to start this new Kindle experiment from the library off. Then I have Michael Dirda's Classics for Pleasure. This is one of the books that I found when I looked for books about criticism. I'm always trying to improve my own critical analyses, so I thought that I would learn from some of the best. I'm told that his tone is humorous and engaging, and it won't feel like you're reading classics. Sounds good to me. Next, I have Todd Conover's New Jack, Guarding Sing Sing. He wanted to do a report for the New Yorker on what it was like to be a CO. The New York Department of Corrections turned down his application to report on as a journalist. So he actually applied to be a prison guard and didn't tell them that he was working on this for an entire year. He said it was deeply depressing, but he was able to get in and get like this incredible story. I can't wait to read this. In the same vein, I have The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander. It looks into mass incarceration in the age of colorblindness. The statistics that I've read in this book so far are just astounding, and the numbers of the racial breakdown of who's incarcerated. I happened to be writing an article about guppies, and I thought that this book by John McPhee, The Founding Fish, might inspire me. It looks a little longer than I expected, probably longer than my article that's supposed to be under 1,000 words, but I think I'll probably be inspired by this guy. He's something else. Ooh, and another book by an author who does narrative nonfiction very well, Susan Orlean. This is The Orchid Thief. Her book, Rin Tin Tin, is out right now, and so I decided I needed to go back and read what she's written before. So we have this. The movie adaptation was loosely based on this book. And speaking of narrative nonfiction writers who do subjects of incarceration very well, we have Random Family, Love, Drugs, Trouble, and Coming of Age in the Bronx by Adrienne Nicole LeBlanc. I've heard many good things about this. It took her like 12 years of research and writing for this book to come about, so it just sounds like an intense labor of love that won't disappoint. And finally, I have a few books on Maui. We're going to Hawaii in May, so I'm excited to start reading and plotting and planning, and it's going to be great. This is the perfect thing to tide me through this cold, cold winter, so look for more posts on that. And I have several books that were unsolicited. They were sent to me from a new publisher. Kiss Me Quick Before I Shoot by Guy McGar. It's a filmmaker's journey into the lights of Hollywood and true love. So looks kind of interesting. Next I have Shut Up and Dance, The Joy of Letting Go of the Lead on the Dance Floor and Off by Jamie Rose. I love dancing, so hopefully this is pretty good. The Murder Rap, The Untold Story of Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur Murder Investigations by Greg Kading. I have no idea what this book will be like, but I'm curious to read the first few pages and see if it's something that I'm going to find interesting. Susan Sherman's The Little Russian, a novel. I've never really heard of her, so we'll see what this is like. I like historical fiction, so. Pulling Up Stakes, Stepping into Freedom by Harriet Y. Apparently she's a psychologist, and this is sort of a memoir of her life as she encounters change and overcomes adversity. Typical story. I think I've heard that before, but this cover is just fantastically imaginative. I've got The World We Found by Thriti Umrigar. This is a book in late 1970s Bombay, so that's something I know absolutely nothing about, but I'd like to know more, so this seems like it'll fit the void. And then we have the most interesting cover of a book I've received so far for review. Girlvert by Oriana Small, also known as Ashley Blue, also known as a porn star. On the back it says, I wanted to be the most beautiful thing that ever fucked. So yeah, I'm not really sure if this will fit into what I normally review. No pun intended. But it sure will be interesting. Thank you for joining me this time. This has been In My Mailbox. I'll see you next week.